This is the run through for the Vault machine on the Offsec Proving Grounds. The it's an Active Directory based machine, and so the expected path to take, which I'm only going to do here, there is an alternative, is essentially you'll see some you get access to an SMB share. Um, then you can upload a file. You upload a malicious LNK file. This gets clicked on by some sort of pseudo user, and while you're listening back with responder, it will dump a hash. You crack the hash, you get the creds. You can then run Bloodhound from this point. You'll see that that your current user has some over permissive policy permissions on the default domain policy, which means that they can just add themselves as an administrator and then use Npacket to log in as to get an admin session. The alternative path is that if you're a member of a certain group, you can overwrite a service binary. So you could just use netcat to call back to your listener on a service that is running as admin. So you just swap that out, stop it, restart it. I'm not going to cover that one um, in this clip. So uh, so essentially, this is the port scanner run. Just so you can have a look. There's quite a few Active Directory type ports. Gave all of these once over. Um, Nothing really apart from the SMB. Excuse me. Got the domain name, and we can see that we're on the domain controller as well. So I added that to my hosts file. So I did also run Kerberoot for yeah. Um, this will give you a couple. This will give you the username of the user's hash that you get, but I don't think it gives you. Maybe you could try brute forcing the password if you wanted to, but I'm not going to show you that now. So let's just have a see if we can list the shares. I think we can. Uh, mhm. Yeah, so with no credentials, you don't get anything. But if you have an empty set of credentials, you can see stuff. Say, um, to try and get an SMB session, and this one has right, so that's good news. Um, so I think if I don't type anything, it just won't like me and tell me to go away. Oh no, it does, so that's good. Um, so if I and yeah, so I didn't give it a password and it just lets me straight in. What have we got in here? Absolutely nothing. However, um, oh, I've just got to just an absolute noddy text file. So if I go back in, so one thing to check is, can we write here? Well, we can, because it said we can, but it's good to double check. So that now that's in there. So then it's just a case of thinking, okay, so what could I write to this? I could write a binary file. I could also write a link file. There are probably other types of file that I'm not too familiar with that could exploit this, but you get the impression. So there's a tool called hashgrab. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah. So just generates LNK files, among other things. The syntax is basically you just give it your listener address and then the name of the file. So I'll just call it please click me. And then we get a link file. So there's a few here, ones with a capital L. Yeah, I'm gonna, this one here. First thing I'll do though is yeah, responder, and I wasn't sure if responder was better or worse than pretender. Pretender's written in Go, it's newer, it's maintained, but they serve slightly different purposes. Pretender masquerades as a DNS server, that's more what it's for. Responder is there to collect hashes. So if you're wondering, like I was, maybe I should convert to Pretender now. When it's like converting from crack map exec to net exec. But I think Responder's still valid. So yeah. Anyway, let's put this over here and this here. Let's go and go back in document share, then no password, put that link file, and it's in. Oh, and there you go, straight away we get the hashes. Last time it took about a minute. So we've got the same hash for the same user multiple times. Anirudh, Anirudh. I'm not sure how you pronounce that, even if it is a name or not. But we've got the hash. So I'm gonna just stop that. So essentially, I have put the hash in this file, and then we just take John. It's the simplest way to do it. I think this would be I think 13100 in hashcat. I might be wrong. I'd have to check. Okay, I think to new hash. Then let's like a clean terminal and back. Um, oh, okay, echo that into new hash, new dot hash, in fact. There we go. Let's try again. Yeah, I think, I don't know, something like the formatting before. We get a password, secure HM. So we could keep fuzzing, or exploring, I should say, not fuzzing, and we can spray that password around. But essentially, I am going to run Bloodhound. Let me get rid of this terminal as well. I'm not actually going to run Bloodhound, but I'm just going to show you the command I run. So Bloodhound Python, with the credentials, the IP address, and then the domain name and all the checks. And then when we go to, I did it in this directory, we will get all these JSON files, which I then zip up into that. I probably don't need to zip it up. And then, as you might have peeked earlier, I uploaded it, and then this is what we have. So I marked Anir, I'm just going to call him Anir, or her Anir, as owned, and then we can see that I think this was fastest path or shortest path to domain controller or domain admin. So he's or they are a right owner over this policy, and then basically from that we can add ourselves to domain admins, which is very powerful. So um, so let's get with our creds, which we would spray around. We can take that. Yeah. Um, so I've got an alias called imtools, which just goes to my immediate tools directory, lists out everything, and then starts a Python server so I can see what I have close by, and it gives me a couple of snippets for things if I need them. So the first thing is our view there. So uh, success. And the other tool we'll need in this group policy situation is SharpGPOAbuse. That one there. So clean that away, get that file, lovely. Then you can see they downloaded there. So the first thing we want to just have a look again. Oh, and what have I forgotten? And right, let me just make this a bit wider and clear that and run it again. Just like it's still wrapping around. Essentially, this name value, like if we run getnet GPO, it will just give us policies information for our current user. And we can see that this value is one we have some permissions over. So take that. And we're just really like double checking what Bloodhound's already told us. Get GP permission. Is that right? Almost. Yeah. So that was the name of the default, what do you call it? Default domain policy. And then we check, so what does, like, if we've got this like SUID looking identifier, what can our user do over it? Over it, he can edit, delete, modify, and security. I'm not sure exactly what security means, but I could probably hazard a guess. So this is good news. So it means we can update that policy. So if I then, and we've got our sharp GPO abuse in this directory, and it's got this add local admin function. We need to put our user's username in. I think that's spelled correctly. And yeah, we're going to add him by the default domain policy. Lovely. GPO is modified to include new local admin. The penultimate thing we have to do is just update the policy, and that can be done with GP update and force. And this, you think it's not working, it just takes a bit longer than you expect. There you go. Come up here. And now when we try and log in with PSExec as our user, it just will escalate our privileges, hopefully, to system. If I got the right IP address. There you go. Happy hacking.